Hello guys, in the last video we created migrations for travels and tours tables. In this video we will use Sequelize models to create and view data in those tables. Don't forget to hit that like button if you are finding these Sequelize tutorials helpful and informative. Liking the video not only lets us know you're enjoying the content, but also helps other developers like yourself discover these valuable resources. And if you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button so you'll stay up to date with our latest tutorials. Let's start by cloning API Service Starter repository. Now let's go ahead and open the project in VS Code. Let's go ahead and install dependencies first. And let's create the .env file. And in the env file, let's put the database credentials. They will be the same as from the previous project. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and test the API. We can do yarn dev, and we can go to API test HTTP file, right? And we can test the health endpoint. Looks like it's working, as well as the test message endpoint, and it gives us back hello world. So our API project is working. Let's go ahead and install the dev dependencies needed for Sequelize, as well as the Sequelize dependencies needed for the project. So, and here we're going to be using Sequelize Typescript. Right. Also, in order to use Sequelize Typescript, we're going to make sure that the following lines are present in tsconfig.json, right? Target is 6 or higher, experimental decorators true, and emit decorator metadata true as well. In the src folder, let's go ahead and create a database folder. In the database folder, let's create connection.ts file. In connection.ts file, we're going to import Sequelize from Sequelize Typescript. We create a Sequelize connection, or we put a database, database, dialect, username, password, or we're going to be taking it from environment variables in the host, and we're going to put the number there. We're going to cast it to number, and then the models directory, which will be models, and we will create that directory shortly. And we're going to export default Sequelize. Now let's go in a server.ts file and import this connection file. Now let's go ahead and create models folder in the database folder. And in this models folder, we're going to create a new file called travel.ts. This will be our model. Let's go ahead and create the code necessary for this model. So we'll do some exports from Sequelize Typescript, and they will be the decorators. We're also going to import tour from the tour model. However, it doesn't exist yet. We'll create it later. So first, we're going to create table decorator, and we call timestamps true, table name travels, model name travel. All right, and now we can define travel class. It extends model. The first column will be primary key. True is going to have data type UUID, and default value will be set as UUID before, which will be created automatically when we create a travel. Now we're going to declare ID as a string in JavaScript. Okay, another column will be name, which will be string, as well as a data type string. Another column will be text, which will be a description. Another column we're going to create a slug, and we're going to auto-generate the slug. And the next column will be is public, which will be Boolean. And the number of days will be the next column, which will be small integer and type of number in JavaScript. And now we're going to do created at decorators and updated at decorators. And in our table, created at and updated at has an underscore. So now we're going to create a relationship because our travel has many tours, and we declare tours as a tour array. And now we're going to create a hook before create to generate the slug, right? What we're going to do, we're going to get the count of travel where the name is whatever name is the user is putting in, right? And then we're going to define the suffix as empty, but if the count is more than 0, then our suffix will be the count plus 1. So, and now we assign the instance name to lowercase, and we'll replace spaces with the hyphens and put the suffix. It's going to be more clear when we look at the example. Here you can also notice that we query a database and check the name, right? So every time before we're creating a record, we're going to be querying by that name to know how many counts of entries with the same name in the table we have. So therefore, name is a good candidate for indexing. So you may want to put an index on the name. And now we just export default travel. So the next table we're going to be creating is tour.ts. Let's create code for a tour model. So we're going to import again decorators from Sequelize Typescript, and we're also going to be importing travel from the travel model. So table, again, timestamps true, table name tours, and model name tour. And we're going to have a class tour, primary key true, data type UUID. Again, default value will be data type UUID v4 that will get generated for us by Sequelize, and declare ID as a string. So now we're going to have a define also foreign key. We have to let the Sequelize know that this is going to be a foreign key, and we're going to have a one-to-many relationship between travel and tours. All right, and then a column, we're going to go is also going to be data type UUID, and the travel ID will be string in JavaScript. So let's create other columns. The name string, the starting date is date only, and date in JavaScript and ending date is the same. Now we're going to put price, which will be the decimal. As we talked in the previous video, it's going to have a length total of 10, and we'll have 4 decimal places, but in JavaScript this type will be number. And created it and updated it. Okay, and let's export tour. Now let's go ahead and add the code to server.ts file. We're going to be importing our models. And at the end of the file, let's create a few routes to test the models. All right, let's create the post route to create travels. So we're going to be using the model, and we'll take the payload and create a travel, then return travel with a status 201. Next route will be creating tours, right, for each travel, and we'll define the ID, and we're going to be using request parameters to ID, and then add the body again, and we're going to create tour and return the tour with a 201. Of course, this is just a test code, so in real life you're going to be validating your inputs and having try-catch statements in case something fails. And now finally we're going to create a get travels route, so to list the travels. When we get the travels, we will also include a tour relationship, so one travel can have many tours, right? That does it for the code. Let's go ahead and save it. Finally, we're going to add requests to API test HTTP file. So the first route will be create travel, which will be a post request with a content type, application JSON. Don't forget to put that to read the body of the post, and the body will be just a name. It's public true, number of days 5, right? The next route will be to create a tour, and here we'll have travels and the travel ID in there. We have to put the correct travel ID in order to create a tour for that travel. Again, content type will be application JSON, and the payload will be name hi, starting date, and ending date. And finally, we're going to have a route to get travels. Let's go ahead, spin up the dev server and test the routes. Running on port 3000, let's go ahead and create a travel. And as you can see, a travel got created with a name hello, and it is public. It gives us number of days, and updated at created date, and it gave us a slug as well, right? It generated slug automatically for us. Now you also can see on the bottom log of my MySQL query. If you would like to turn off logging, you can go into connection.cs file, right, and add another property, logging as false. All right, let's go ahead and create another travel. And now you don't see any logging going on, and the slug is hello-2 because hello already exists. We can do check if the hyphens are working, right? We can do hello world. Let's create a couple of the entries in here, and then again, and now we're going to have hello world with a hyphen, and we have 2 as a slug. Now let's go ahead and create a couple tours for this travel. So we copied the ID, and we're going to paste it right over here instead the ID that we had. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a tour with a name hi and starting date and ending date, right? So let's send the request, and it looks like the tour was created successfully and we got an ID. Let's create a couple more tours. All right, now one of our travels should have 3 tours, right? And now we can use the get request to get travels. And as you can see, we're receiving an array of travels, right? The tours, one of them, like we said, the last one actually has 1, 2, and 3 tours. The other ones, the 2 that we created, they don't have tours, right? There's empty arrays here. And we can also check the database, right? If we go to MySQL Workbench, right, we can see that we created 4 travels, right? And those are our slugs that it got generated. Everything looks good. And then if we go to tours, right, we can just check and see that we created those 3 tours. And this is how you integrate Sequelize in your Node.js API project. I hope you like this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.